Hi everybody, my name is Sashko with Razom for Ukraine and Nova Ukraine. Today we are in a park in Basel, Switzerland with the head of the Ukrainian Delegation, Oksana Skybinska. Hello, Oksana.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, first of all, congratulations. Congratulations should be said because everybody watching this video at this point will know that the Ukrainian band Suspilne have made it to the grand final of Eurovision 2025. I want to talk about the process now. Was this year any different? I know that a lot of changes were made from the side of EBU. Did you feel it on the side of the delegation with the new changes?
Indeed we did. We felt it because many of those changes concerned delegations, first of all. They concerned the filming rules, like what can be filmed and what cannot be filmed. Now we have these two separate zones in the delegation area. So unfortunately you cannot see us getting ready as probably you would normally see us in the past, because now all the areas where the artists are getting ready are not to be filmed, which is a bit inconvenient to us because we, as the public broadcaster of Ukraine, are very open and very transparent to all the processes. We really like showing it and our audience enjoys it, but this year is not possible. So we would need to go to a separate area and to film some interviews or whatever. We couldn't show, for instance, the first rehearsal that we usually show to the audience because this time it's totally prohibited to film this, or our first dress rehearsals, both for the semi-final and for the final. So some things are limited, but those limitations are not that bad because still there are a lot of things that we can show and we do, and there are a lot of activities around the contest, not only in the venue but also around the venue, like here we are, or first like a couple of days ago we went to a center for Ukrainian kids from Mariupol who were evacuated from Ukraine after the start of the full-scale invasion. So we visited them and it was really inspirational for the band and for the whole delegation. And the opening ceremony, which is also a new thing, the longest one, which it was also nice to ride on a tram across the city. So it was also emotional. You know, these tiny things, they add to the general impression. So that the band, for whom it's mostly maybe not, but one of a lifetime opportunity to be in something like this. Even if they decide to go to a different Eurovision, it is going to be a different experience. So this experience is totally unique, and having so many different side events, the Embassy of Ukraine in Switzerland assisted arranging some additional activities like this one to gather Ukrainians together, to get the spirit that you're not alone, that people of Ukraine support you, they care. It's very important for any representative of Ukraine, for Suspilne in particular. Other changes, that was one change that was really emotional for us and nerve-wracking was the way the results in the semi-final were announced.
Let's
that
talk
was
about
something.
That. Yeah,
that was a drama. I knew it was going to be a drama. I was telling the delegation it feels like it's going to be a drama, and it really was. And of course, it would have been less of a drama if we were announced earlier, but we were announced the last. And that was really nerve-wracking, and we had really strong other artists in this same pack of 5 competing for this last spot in the final. So that was really not obvious to us. Other delegations would say that it was obvious to them that we would be the last 10th contestant to qualify, but it's always easier to observe from the side, and it's always difficult to be inside of this situation. So that new rule was really something.
From the press center, it was something for us as well. It was a lot of emotions, so we couldn't even begin to imagine what it felt like live in person in the arena with all the eyes on you. But we really loved a touching moment right afterwards when Daniel went over to the Belgium delegation and gave a hug to Red Sebastian. It was really wonderful that he was able to do that, and people saw it.
That's important, about Eurovision, that it's not really about competition. There may be the word contest in the name of it, but it doesn't feel like competition from inside. Participants are really friendly to one another because everybody is living through the same thing, the same pressure, the same responsibility, because you are here not only for yourself, but you are for the whole country, which is quite a big responsibility. So each of them understands the other one, and each of them understands how much hard work has already been done. And of course, there are so many good artists that are worth going to the final, but there are only 10 spots. And it's always about, a human part of it. We have to remain humans despite anything and support one another. This support, any support, solidarity is always so important. It's so important to Ukrainians these days.
Right.
And when we are in competition and we understand that there are very strong artists, and besides, it was the birthday, the actual birthday of Fred Sebastian. So of course, everybody understood that it would be emotional and difficult for him to experience, to go through. So Daniel is very, emotional and very sensitive.
Yeah.
And he understood that it was, the competition was strong, but mainly it was either Ukraine or Belgium or maybe Cyprus. So not so many, only 5 of them. So he really wanted to support him, and it's really nice. I think we always should remember that to be humans first of all, and competition and anything else can wait.
We'll leave it to Ukrainians to continue to show humanity
Exactly.
In the face of everything that we are facing back home in our country. You have been in this role for a bit, in giving you the experience, the expertise. Tell me about the journey of getting here. Were you a fan of Eurovision from the very beginning? Did you know you wanted to do this? How did you end up being the head of the Ukrainian delegation? It is a huge honor. A lot of people know you, a lot of people come to you, and years of fun relationships, right, between the countries. So talk about your journey of getting here.
Indeed, it is a big honor, and it wasn't an obvious journey for me. For me, it all started at Junior Eurovision 2013. That was the first time I joined the public broadcast. It was actually the year when I became a part of the company, and I was employed directly for the project, for the Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2013, which was hosted by Ukraine. It was actually held in Kyiv. So it was the first time to live it through, to experience it from inside, because it's very different to watch something and to actually be a part of it from within. Of course, I watched Eurovision before as a viewer. I would watch it as a program, as a nice show. I would follow news, like what's happening, who wins. But living through it was something very special, very important. And after that, I was part of the company for a couple of years, doing different other projects as well. And a turning point for me was 2017, when Eurovision was held in Kyiv. And of course, hosting such a big event is a huge thing. So I was part of the team, of the broadcasters team, working on the show part. So we were doing the contest. We were doing what would represent Ukraine, the culture of Ukraine on the stage.
And by the way, for everybody who's watching this, people every day when we do interviews remember the time in Kyiv. They always say, wow, Kyiv was the time of our lives. We remember Eurovision in Kyiv. So my hat off to you for doing that.
It was a huge team doing it, and being part of this team was really a huge honor, and it was unforgettable experience, really memorable. And after that, I got this kind of proposal to join the delegation, to chair the delegation. It was a good challenge, because understanding how the competition is hosted, understanding the organization is important. It gives you the overview of the whole thing, because being head of delegation is a lot. It's a lot of things, and understanding what this competition is about was a good start. And of course, every year is different, because you have different artists, you have a different team, different delegation, you have different approaches, different artistic vision, and every time something is happening, so it's never easy.
It never gets old, right?
Never
it's
old.
Always...
You want COVID? Okay, you get it.
We don't want COVID. No more COVID, please.
No more COVID, please. Yeah. Then the full-scale invasion that was something you couldn't even think about.
Yeah.
It was terrible for everyone. And doing Eurovision at that time was something unimaginable. But that was very memorable experience. And I understand that after that, every new rule or whatever is a tiny detail that we can live through.
Yeah.
Because bringing the artists, bringing a delegation to Eurovision at the time of war is a challenge.
Yeah.
It has never been easy.
Mm-hmm.
Every year poses some kind of new situation that you have to go through. But it's something important, you know. You feel that you're doing something big.
Yes.
You bring the voice of Ukraine to a very big stage, to a very big community, a community of people who are not indifferent, you know,
Mm-hmm.
who care.
Yeah.
So.
Why is it important for Ukraine to be part of this international event, to be able to speak to different press, to the different delegations? Because I've heard from the boys themselves, right? They said every time we can talk to a new delegation, we share a little bit of our truth. So speak about that. Why the importance of Ukraine being here in the first place?
Every year we think about it, you know, because the war continues.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't become easier.
Yeah.
A lot of new challenges arise, and it's not easy to live through the war. So every year we pose this question to ourselves. So why do we do this? And the general standpoint of Ukraine is that we do not want things to happen without us.
Mm-hmm.
We do not want to, because if you're not part of it, you're forgotten. Life, it's so quick. It runs very quickly. And if you want to be talked about, if you want to be remembered, if you want to be cared for, if you want to be respected, if you want to be part of a discussion, you have to be there. We want to showcase that we really cherish European values. We really want to unite with Europe. We really have a lot to say. We have a powerful voice that we want to be heard. We have very emotional and really sincere messages that we want to share. We really want to talk. We do not want to be discussed, you know, as a third party. We want to be a part of a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
We want to tell our stories, to other delegations. We want to tell our stories to international media, because the band would give interviews like practically every day, talking to media from all over the world. And we say stories. It's not something that you read or hear on the news. It's a real story.
Yeah.
And it's always the easiest way to connect.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to connect through our sincerity, through our stories, through our messages, through our music, through our culture. This is what makes us stronger. We see from what's happening in the world that we really need that unity. We really need to support each other to be stronger, because we are the weakest when we are alone. But when we are together emotionally, in terms of our values, in terms of what we aspire, in terms of what we want to say, because we understand that our values are the same as the values of the whole democratic world.
Yes.
And we want to speak those values, and we want to show them through our culture, through our music, through our creativity, because that is one of the easiest ways to comprehend, through true stories and through visuals.
That is such a beautiful answer. My God, that's one of those answers that I'm going to remember for a long time. So thank you for that. And I'm sure that's going to have a major impact when people are watching this. What everyone should know also is every time someone sees our badges and it says Ukraine on it, we get amazing support all around, and it's been incredible seeing the support of the different delegations to the Ukrainian delegation. But also watching your journey coming up to this Eurovision, because you got to be part of international juries for different countries, the national selections. So you know some of the performers who ended up here in Basel. That's amazing that you got to do that. What was the process like for that? did the delegations invite you? Yes. So is it through the years of networking and knowing each other? Tell us a little bit about that journey of this year.
Eurovision is a big community. It's a community of friends. It's a community of like-minded people who appreciate music, who appreciate culture, who appreciate the same values. And being invited by a delegation is a big honor. It's a very big honor, and of course I would do my best in whatever process I'm involved in, and it was a huge honor to be invited to be part of Benidorm Fest, the Spanish national selection, of Norwegian national selection this year. Every year it's a big honor to be invited to different national selections. This year we had 2. And I'm so happy to see the artists, because both artists that are representing these countries are those artists that I gave my highest points to. And now I hope I can say this now. So I'm proud of them as well, because I believed in both of them. I believe that they can showcase their culture, the culture of their country well, and I see that I wasn't mistaken.
Yes.
That they are doing a fantastic job, and I'm proud. I'm proud to be part of it, and I'm proud that together we are creating the history of Eurovision Song Contest this year.
Absolutely. It was amazing to talk to Kyle Alessandro, and him coming up to me and in fluent Ukrainian starting a conversation. I was blown away. You picked the right one because his stepmother is Ukrainian.
Yes, I know.
I had no idea. It was amazing. I'm so glad that a voice like yours is representing Ukraine on an international level. We are so lucky to have you. I want to thank you for being that voice, for starting those conversations, being part of those conversations. I think it's so important for Ukraine now, and to have a voice like yours, because everybody got to hear your responses. We know that this is the kind of conversation that Ukrainians need right now on an international level. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much. I really believe that each of us in our own place can and should do whatever we can for the best of our country. Not everyone can be at the front line, but everybody can do something. The most important thing is not to stop, however difficult it may be, because it is difficult, and we have to always face truth that it's not easy. We are human beings, but we shouldn't give up. And we should be the voices of truth, voices of what we believe in, and voices of future.
My gosh, thank you so much, and Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава!